I'm live. I think I'm live. Hey, everybody. How's it going today on this lovely hump day? It's hump day. Okay, so hump day and I need a haircut. Has anybody gone out recently? Done anything interesting? Maybe just gone for a walk outside? Maybe gone for a haircut? I haven't gone for a haircut yet. I haven't been in a restaurant. They've just opened up Arizona, and I think I'm personally going to continue to lay low for a little bit. Just feels like the wise thing to do. Done anything interesting? Whoops. Elias is here. Hi, Elias. Hi, Elias. How's it going today? All right, we've got one person watching. Elias. Yay! One very powerful person watching. I can't even talk. Powerful person watching. And it's Elias. I've done my own haircut. It's not even in the back. Yeah, I did that with my bangs. And they're a little wonky, but that's okay. Nobody's really paying attention to my wonky bangs, right? Okay, so it's Ask Liz Anything Day, and you can see how the people have lined up to ask me anything. But first, let's talk about this. Let's talk about your life in color. Yay! Are you loving this book? I have actually opened it to several different, I just got it. I just got my copy. And I've looked at some of the pages. I've actually skipped some of the things because I wanted to see what the colors meant. So I was cheating a little bit. But I want to read it like chapter by chapter. And I read the first part of it. And I have to tell you, it's just wonderful. He is such a wonderful writer, Dougal Fraser. This is our May book of the month. So you guys have to pick it up if you haven't picked it up yet. And it's just such a beautiful book. Because what this does, it really has me very, very conscious about the colors I'm wearing, about the colors around me. Like, I even look at my Facebook Live and I think, okay, it's gray behind me. Need a little color in back of me, right? Need a little color in my wardrobe. And really looking at what the different colors mean and what it resonates to. Each time I go to pick something out to wear, I'm thinking more about it now. I'm definitely thinking more about it, but I don't want to reveal too much, but you got to pick up the book because at the end of the month, Dougal is going to be with us and he's going to be doing some readings. So you want to make sure and pick up the book and read it. Life in Color by Dougal Fraser. Dougal Fraser. Dougal. Okay, so what's going on in your world today? Are you A, feeling a little stir crazy? B, feeling so happy to be home all this time and not going out of your homes? C, ready for a party? Ready to go out to dinner? Ready to go to a Celebrate Your Life event? Yay! Well, that might not happen for a while, but you know that we've got all kinds of fun things in the works. All right, Elias says, your interview with Dougal on CYL Soulfest was awesome. I know. I loved it when he talked about the color orange. And it's not something I really have a lot of, but I love the color of his book and what he did with his book. And he's got all these great colors on it. And it looks like the predominant color to me are oranges and reds. So, yeah. Okay, so ask me anything. Ask me anything. I don't know if I'll tell you the truth, but no, I'm just kidding. It's Ask Liz Anything Day. I know that we've been doing a lot of work thinking about how we are going to roll out some of the new projects that we've got slated. Yeah, I'm looking around because I could have sworn I put a glass of water near me, but I guess I didn't. I left it in the kitchen. So we've been working on all kinds of great stuff about how we're going to create some really fun online events. It just gives us another way to step outside the box and step into our creativity. And I know that's not always easy. You know, I've been running Mishka Productions and Celebrate Your Life events for 25 years. 25 years. It's so wild. I love it. So 25 years. And this is the first time that we're going to venture into doing some online events. Now, I know it's not the same as the live events, but here's the kind of cool part, is that it saves you tons of money doing an online event, because you don't have to have the travel expenses, the hotel expenses, the eating out expenses, and you can stay at home and experience it with all this great information that we're going to be bringing to you. So stay tuned for that. Okay? All right. And if you're joining us, just say, hey, I'm here. Talk to me. Say hello. Ask me a question. Again, it's Tanya came up with this. Do you have a question for Liz? Now's the time to ask her. Join Liz for a Facebook Live conversation. So it's Ask Liz Anything Day. And again, you can ask me for a reading. I might even do a reading for you. Not that it will be accurate, but you can ask me anything. All right. And if you're joining us, make sure and just say hi. Pop in and say, hey, Liz, this is what I'm doing. Kelly Lee, I see you here. Janice, I see you here. What are you ladies up to? What's happening in your world today? Janice, I think I know what's happening in your world today. So I got this great email. We've been sending out the newsletter, and we've been talking a lot about being quarantined. And we've been talking a lot about, different strategies to make the best of this time when you've been staying at home, how to utilize your creativity to, to really explore those passions in your life that maybe you've put aside. And I got a really great email from a woman. Her name's Paula. And I got a great email from her saying to me, and in a very loving way, because I believe she's been to our events. I know she's part of the Soul Fest. And she said, I love it that all these people have this free time to do things now, and they're not working. And I know that's scary, and I get both sides of it. But she shared with me that she's really out there in the world. And she's not a first responder. She's responder. She's not in the medical community at all. But she shared that she's sort of on the front line in terms of dealing with people and the stressors of life and what they're going through. And not only is she working as much as she did before, but she's working a little bit more because her company needs her to be there on staff. And she's actually out there with the people. And she shared with me that it's very stressful. It's very stressful for her because people right now are stressed out. People are frightened. Some people are not dealing with this great. And so she's been able to be a voice, a calming voice for people. But what was interesting, what she shared with me, is that my emails were leaving people who are continuing to work, who are continuing to need to shift their business model out of the equation, which is so interesting because I left myself out of the equation. And I left my husband out of the equation because he's out there is at least 3 times a week seeing patients, and he's only seeing patients that are in pain. And I've never really talked about or even addressed in our newsletters or in the conversation here is that how do we deal with that? How do we navigate through that? And sometimes I do a great job at doing it and sometimes not so great. But the one thing that I have learned is, and I say this over and over again, you hear me share this because this is something that Wayne had said, and this resonates for me each time I'm having one of those oh shit moments, is it's not what happens to us, it's how we deal with us. It's how we deal with it. and how we deal with ourselves and how we deal with our own stressors, with our own bodies, with our own well-being. So, shit gets flown at us all the time. Stuff happens. And this is one of those moments in our world where, wow, we're taking a big, great pause. And there's a lot of different speculations out there about, what this means in terms of Mother Nature and what this means in terms of our lives. But certainly, if we get nothing from it, the one thing that we really can get is being kind and compassionate and gentle, not just with ourselves, but everybody else out there. Because when this woman, Paula, wrote to me and she shared, she's over the top, she's maxed out. She wishes that she could take some time at home and have, that time and space that others are getting, but she's out there in the trenches working along with people and directly with people that are going through some traumas right now. So first of all, I send her a great deal of love, and I send her a great deal of compassion and understanding for what she's going through, and understanding for ourselves and myself of what we've been going through, and having to look at, okay, this is what we've been accustomed to doing for 25 years. And now the universe is throwing us another opportunity to change and to shake things up a little bit. And it's not always easy. This is not, trying to figure out the formula, trying to figure out how we're going to navigate through this, as you all are trying to figure out how you're navigating through this, is not always easy. But again, I come back to what Wayne Dyer has said. It's not what happens, it's how we deal with it. How do we show up? And all of us have been in training. All of us have been studying all of this work for so many years. It's almost like we've laid the groundwork. We've done the studying. We've done the work to know how to step up in our most courageous selves. So when everyone else is freaking out with fear, or everyone else is feeling very vulnerable, that's when we get to stand in our heart space and hold space for people and hold other people up in courage. That's when we get to stand in our beauty and our magnificence and our strength that we've been taught to all of these years with all these amazing teachers that we've been studying with. I mean, if you've only done the Soul Fest and that's the only spiritual development or spiritual growth work that you've done, that in and of itself will give you enough information and enough spiritual education and teachings to be able to take some of the resources and use that now, where you get to be that strength in your family, in your community, with your friends. So you get to stand strong and solid in who you are and in the truth and wisdom that you've learned all this time. So there you have it. Okay, any questions? Elias. Okay, I have to turn there we go, turn my light up here. Elias has a question. So this is the time, if you have any questions for me, ask away. Seriously, if you want me to do a reading, ask away. I'm not saying it'll be any good, but who knows what might happen. You never know. Hi, Ginger. Okay, so Elias has a question. You have worked with so many great speakers and authors. Is there someone that you would love to have online for an interview? Yes. Actually, not only would I like to have her online for an interview, but I'd like to have her live and in person for an interview. There's several people. And one of them is, well, of course, my mom, and she's not here. She's in spirit, Maya Angelou. I got to experience Maya Angelou once in person. And the energy that this woman exudes is pure grace. Just complete and total grace, magnificence, beauty, everything joyful about humanity, I think, was embodied in Maya Angelou. So yes, that would be one person I would have loved to have interviewed. And of course, Oprah. And I say, of course, Oprah, because she has done more for the spiritual movement and personal development than any other one human being on the planet. And of course, I think the Dalai Lama as well. But in terms of bringing it into mainstream, of letting people know about about living their best lives. She has truly, truly brought to light so many powerful, life-changing teachers. I admire her greatly. And I'd also love to interview Michelle Obama because I just think she rocks. Okay. Any other? Oh, hi, Ginger. I'm late. Roseanne. Oh, you're not late. You're on Liz time. It's totally good. You can always rewind and watch it again. You would love a reading. Okay, Rachel, you have to ask me a question. I want a reading. What do you see in my future? Okay, so Rachel, while you're thinking and writing a question, I'm going to answer Ginger. What do you see in my future for my spiritual path and business? You know what? Don't go away. I need my cards. Don't go away. Sit tight, everybody. I'm back. Okay. I had to grab my cards because I didn't expect I was going to be doing readings. But here we are. I'm going to do readings because I said you can ask me anything. All right. Janice, now you know how our Zoom meetings go. Yes, this is exactly how our Zoom meetings go. Okay, so let me go up to Ginger. What do you see in my future for my spiritual path and business? And here, I want to show you what I did right now. This is my mom's crystal. And she used to actually do readings with this. For those of you that didn't know, my mom was actually a psychic. She used to do all these clairvoyant readings. So, and she used to use that crystal, and I meditate with it. All right, so we've got the cards here, and Ginger is asking, what do you see in my future for my spiritual path and business? Well, without even looking at the cards, Ginger, and you know, some of this, I got that's interesting. I got time to move on. But here's what we have with that is, and I don't know if you've done this yet or not, but I'm seeing that there's some business things that you have to take care of in order for your spiritual practice to grow, for your business. And there are some things that you have to do logistically in order to grow your spiritual business. So I don't know if that's something about a website. I don't know. I don't even know if you have a website or not. To me, when I got time to let go, it's letting go of the old paradigm of the way you've been doing things and stepping into something new, so stepping into something fresh. So it seems to me that you're going to have to learn some new skills. And by new skills, I mean you're going to have to learn some new skills in terms of tech skills. I keep seeing you at the computer being overwhelmed as to how to get started and how to jump into creating a spiritual business for yourself, and not knowing even where to start with the website, not even knowing where to start with, you know, if you want to make changes to the website or getting your message out there, or how to package things, or how to let people know about what you're doing. I can also tell you that I don't know if you're continuing to do, now I know this about, okay, you guys, this is not a reading right now because I know this about Ginger. Ginger makes all these beautiful lotions, and she puts aromatherapy in it. And I don't know, Ginger, if you're continuing with that, but I can tell you that's something that's needed right now. And I can see something like that kind of expanding, because what's needed right now, I'm really into clean beauty. I'm really into clean products. You know, so much to the point where now I henna my hair instead of getting it done commercially. That's why you'll every so often see these weird red and orange highlights. But what your product, if memory serves me, your products are very, very clean. in that it doesn't have a lot of it doesn't have any parabens or any of the crap in it. And I see that's needed right now. And I feel like you have to get through some tech stuff in order to take that next step with your business. So let me see if you've written any responses to what I just said. You have a website. Okay. Well, then something is with it that you don't either know how to make changes, or you don't know how to change your images on it, or you're not explaining something clearly, or you're not sending out to an email list or something. I'd need to take a look at it, which, you know, I would do for you. But that would help you take your business to the next level, to be able to explain very, very clearly what it is that you're doing. But there's something going on tech-wise that's holding you back. You're moving towards psychic mediumship. Yeah, but I get a really good feeling about those lotions. I get a good feeling about you still doing the lotions and still doing the aromatherapy, because I see you almost as like an alchemist, creating all these like potions and mixing things is what I'm seeing. Mixing things. I see you creating things and mixing things. Yeah, I think that's something that you could do. And psychic mediumship, yeah, we can talk more about that, but I absolutely see that you could excel in that way as well. Yes, but it's something about your website. Oh, see, I just got helpful person. I'm your helpful person, Ginger. We'll chat about it. Okay. All right. Who else has a question? Now, again, I have no idea if I'm accurate, people. We're just playing here. Don't take me too seriously. But if I am right on, that would be kind of cool. All right. I love my Angelo. I know, me too. Rachel, what do you think would be a new career path for me? Okay, so what are the options? What are you looking at? That's what I need to know. What careers are you looking at doing? Ooh, I can tell you the minute I said that, I got this. There's a treasure chest. I love this card. An unforeseen windfall of new abundance comes to you now. So let me know what you're thinking about, what different career paths, because whatever it is that really goes within your passion, that's the one that you will make, you'll make a lot of money with, because I got that treasure chest card. And I think that, honestly, whenever we go towards our passion, and how do we know it's a dream? How do we know it's a passion? How do we discern between our head and our hearts and what our passion is? Because the dream and the passion won't leave you alone. It's one of those things that keeps, hold on a second, please. Huck, knock it off. Yeah. Cat was scratching the chair. It's one of those things that doesn't leave you alone, that you can walk away from for 2 minutes and then it comes back to you again. That's how we know what is our passion, what is really our true dream. It keeps coming back to you. It keeps nagging you. It keeps haunting you. Like, okay, you got to do this. You got to do this. You got to do this. And it comes back to you over and over again. Okay, let me see if you said anything here. Well, I was a bartender, but I'm looking into spiritual healer. And I would expound on that in terms of being a spiritual healer. You know, one of the things that I've learned, and this is a marketing tip, is, and for all of you out there that want to be an entrepreneur, start your own spiritual business, what's real, because as you know, I've been doing that for 25 years. You want to get very specific in what you mean. So when you say a spiritual healer, what exactly, how are you going to serve the people that are coming to you? What exactly is your vision? How are you going to be different than the other spiritual healers out there? What modality are you going to be utilizing to become a spiritual healer? Now, what I will tell you is I would not, and again, this is not a reading. This is just pure input as you know, starting a spiritual business, is that I would do it slowly. So I would not just all of a sudden quit your, you know, the finances that are sustaining you right now and just jump into a spiritual practice. You can do that slowly. You can start doing it part-time. You could start going into development circles and working on your craft, working on your gift, making certain to get some good feedback from people, so you know what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what you need to work on. That's really important whenever you're starting a spiritual business, and being in a group with people that will give you that honest and loving feedback, so you can, I think I'm teaching a course here, aren't I, Janice? Just realized what I was doing. But it really gives you the foundation to be able to jump off eventually when you're ready, doing it full time, to make certain that you're studying, you're working on people, you're getting feedback from people. You've got a circle of trusted and gifted, what do they call those circles? Brainstorm circles. That's not what it's called, and the name is escaping me right now. You have recently found all this amazing content through, yes, keep studying, Rachel. Keep studying, Rachel. That is one of my favorite names. And I didn't have a child with 2 legs. So I had a car once that I absolutely loved. And the car's name was Rachel. I just love that name. It's Rachel in Hebrew. Okay. All right. What else have we got? And you can ask me about business questions. If I've talked about business, ask me business stuff. I know where Oprah lives too. She's in Montecito. I actually drove by her house last time I was in Montecito. I felt like a stalker. You can't really see anything. She's got big gates and a little house in front and all this. That was just very cool though. Kelly Lee Sappenfield. Okay. What do you think of the paradigm changes we are seeing in speaking more virtually, plus the difference between the spiritual community changing, where they are wanting more deep teachings, not so much the fluff? Granted, I've never been fluff. Yeah. Oh, I see that a lot. I see, so we've got different levels of people that are coming into spirituality and wanting to go deeper. But the people that are coming in for the first time, it's like they get it right away. Like Rachel Elizabeth is talking about this. This is her first time ever doing something like this, was the Soul Fest, right? And here she is wanting to become a spiritual healer because they're getting it a lot faster. Everything's moving at a faster pace. What do you think of the paradigm changes? What do I think of the paradigm changes? All right, I'm going to be totally honest with you, because that's the only way I know how to be sometimes. So what do I think of the paradigm changes of going virtual? I think that it's a wonderful tool. I think it's a wonderful way to bridge what's going on right now. I personally would not like to have my entire spiritual education or any type of education or connection or community online. I need person to person. I need heart to heart. I need to be in the space, which is why when everybody was doing online events, we continue to do our live events. We're one of the few last standing, I think we're the longest, one of the longest standing live event companies in the United States for spirituality, for personal development, spiritual events. I think it's wonderful that we're finding different ways to communicate, and I don't think it's the end all be all. I think we still need to come together. I think that is hugely important, because we need to be, we don't need to drop into a place of being touch deprived or heart to heart deprived or soul to soul deprived, because that's what will happen if we continue to separate ourselves like this and not allow ourselves to come together in person. And we're working on that, because you know that our business is one of those businesses that's impacted the greatest, one of them, you know, along with theaters and football games and any kind of large gathering event, birthday parties, right? So what I think about being able to do things virtually, I love it, because it does bring people together from all over the world. Because if you were in Dubai right now, Kelly, where you used to live, you would be able to tune in. You'd be able to teach people from all over the world. And we always have to come together in person. All right. Okay. Anything else? Let's see what else we got. Yes, Roseanne, my mom was a reader. Oh, Kathy, thank you so much for loving our group. Okay, how great is that? Okay, Maui, will we all ever get to hug again? Yes. But I'm going to ask the cards, Roseanne. I'm seriously going to ask that. Will we all ever get to be together and hug again? My arm keeps getting caught there. Yes. Okay, so let me show you the two cards that I got. So the first one is Healing Heart. I don't know if you can see that, Healing Heart. And you see the two people sitting across from each other, hands on hearts. Kind of looks like they're hugging a little bit. That's a huge yes. And I also know that that's a yes, but I did ask the cards. The next one, this is great. The next card I got was Playtime. Playtime. So I often describe our events as play, that it's like grown-up camp. And yes, 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 yes. So I absolutely know in my heart that we are going to be able to do this again, that we are going to be able to play again, that we are going to be able to be connected again. Yes. So what it says on the bottom of the card is the dolphins know the importance of playing as joy creates miracles and manifestation. And if you're curious about the deck I'm using Doreen Virtue's Mermaid and Dolphin deck. And I know Doreen's no longer doing this work, but this deck was one of her favorite decks, and I have loved it for many years, and it's just been my go-to deck. Okay, so yes, we will get to hug again, Roseanne. Okay, you will be live again soon. This won't go on forever. Yes, we do need human contact, Rachel. I miss the connection. I know. Concerts, group hugs. Can you pull a card for me, please? Yes. Kathy, do you have any kind of specific question? Let's see if you have a question. I'd love to know if there's something specific you'd like to ask me, and I can pull a card. Who knew that we were going to do this afternoon? Okay, Kathy, while you're typing that, I'm going to answer Lynn's. When do you find a new direction? Okay, wait a second. Let me get back to that one. Hold on. When do you find a new direction when you're no longer drawn to any specific path? All the areas. I've trained in Reiki and other healing modalities, no longer feel like a pull. When do you find a new direction when you're no longer drawn to any specific path? So I would meditate on that. I would absolutely meditate on that. And I would ask for me, okay? And this is what I would do. And I ascribe to the belief in God, and it's okay if you don't or you do or whatever. This is just my thing. I would open up in meditation and say, and open up and ask God, show me my next step. What is the next step for my soul's development? How can I serve? What is my next step in being of service? God, angels, Great Spirit. And I would continue to ask that and be open. It's interesting. I'm sitting here with my palms open. So I open up myself and just ask that information to come through. And then as you're doing that exercise, so you're sitting very clearly in meditation, just asking that, and then just step into stillness. Just step into complete stillness. Don't wait for answers. Don't expect answers. Don't get your head monkey mind into answers. Just sit in stillness. Make certain that you have a pad and a piece of paper, a pad and a pen next to you. One of these, pad and pen next to you. So if you do get answers, you can just write it down. And you can also do stream of consciousness writing. Step into a meditative state, take a pad and pen, ask the question, and just allow yourself to do some automatic writing and see what information is downloaded. I don't know necessarily if we look for a path. I believe that the path will come to you, that the desire and the love for what you want to do next will come to you. And continue to ask for it to be shown to you. And then you step back and go about your life and pay attention to the synchronicities. Pay attention to what falls into place. When my acting career was, and Lynn, I don't know if you know the story, But when my acting career was dissipating and going away, I had absolutely no idea what I was going to be doing. And I grieved because it was the only thing that felt passionate to me in my life was to be on stage, was to be an actress. And then I kept saying yes to the universe. I kept saying yes to these little things that were happening. So I was living in LA and my mom said, I was not well at the time. I had a terrible panic disorder and an eating disorder, was barely 100 pounds. And I was exhausted and underweight, and I was just in a real mashugana place. And my mom said, why don't you pack your stuff up, quit your job, and just come stay with me for a couple of months and regroup? And I said yes. Because the minute she said that, it was like, oh, I was afraid. What am I going to do? I don't know. I can't really, at that time I was an equity and SAG actress. How was I going to get work in Arizona? All this bullshit went through my head, but I said yes. And that was my first yes that started me on the path of creating Mishka Productions and Celebrate Your Life events. And that was 25 years ago. That was the first yes. The second yes was when she said to me, hey, a friend of mine needs help in this spiritual bookstore. Just shake up your energy, just move your energy and just go work there as a cashier. That was my second yes for $4.50 an hour. That's what I did. And that was the second yes that led me to where I am right now. And I never, ever thought there would be anything that I was passionate about as much as I was acting. Because I loved doing theater. I loved being a part of a team and creating these magnificent productions and the teamwork and the energy that went into it, and being in a musical. And I was in Chorus Line, and I was in 1940s Radio Hour, and I was in Music Man, and I was in Anything Goes. So all of these musicals and these shows, and there was nothing. I thought there would never, ever be anything like it. And I was wrong. Because now we kind of do the same thing. Me and Janice and Tanya and Diane and our screen team, we put together these amazing, beautiful productions that help to uplift the consciousness of the planet, right? So 2 things, Lynn, that you want to do. You want to sit and allow the answers to come to you. And number 2, say yes. Just say yes randomly to things and see what unfolds. Okay. What else we got here? Oops. My things aren't scrolling. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Liz from Elias. Thank you, honey. Later, Liz. Have a good day. Okay, bye, Ginger. Yes, I want to know about my new Facebook group. Will it help as many or more people than I expect? I don't know what you're thinking about, expecting. Oh, interesting. I got the worthiness card. Know that you deserve to receive good in all ways. So I got the worthiness card, Kathy. And to me, that means whether it doesn't really matter whether you're helping 1 people or 1,000 people, 1 person or 1,000 people. How do I say? Did I say that right? Doesn't matter if you're helping 1 person or 1,000 people. You're still having an amazing impact on the world. Because that 1 person, let's say let's just for shits and grins, there's 1 person that gets helped in that group. So you know what that 1 person is going to do? She's going to take her light and all the lessons and all the love and all the teachings that you've given to her. She brings it out to the world. And that person then brings it out to the world. And that person brings it out to the world. And then that person brings it out into the world. And honestly, Kathy, right now I'm seeing the number 5. So I'm looking at the number 500 actually. So I'm seeing the number 500. And I don't know if that means anything to you. If you've got 500 people in the group, or your goal is 500 people in the group, or if right now you have 5 people or 50 people, but I'm clearly seeing the number 500. Okay. Woo! What else do we have? Okay. Scrolling through the comments. Jewel is here. Hi, Jewel. Can you pull a card about my book getting published, please? Well, I don't need to pull a card. Your book is going to get published. I got a big yes on that the minute I saw your question. Is Kelly Lee Sappenfield going to publish her book? Yeah, that wasn't the right card. Yes. Alchemy. Just to confirm my yes, the cards gave us a yes. Alchemy. You have the Midas touch right now, and every project you begin turns to gold. So yeah, yes. But you know this already, Kathy. You know you're going to get it. Kelly, I'm sorry. Kelly, you know that you're going to get, because Kathy was before. Kelly Lee. And I know Kelly Lee. Yes, it is going to get published. Okay, Lynn, wow, that's what I've been feeling, an intense need to do, to just be somewhere by myself for a few days or weeks. I need to find that place. Yes, yes. You don't even need to find that place. If you're living with people, you can certainly do that. Every single morning is just going into silence by yourself. Maria saying yes sounds like great advice. Let go of the control and see what the universe brings to us and say yes, yes, yes. Oh, very cool, Kathy. You got chills before you revealed the car, before I revealed the car. Okay, hi there. Hi, Jewel. Hi, everybody. Okay, so that was it today. It was your opportunity to ask me anything, and we went into doing readings. Not that I espouse to be any great psychic or reader, but I actually believe that we all have that ability, no matter what. We all have that ability, and we all actually have these answers within inside of us. And Kelly Lee, you knew the answer before I even had to tell you. Same thing for you, Kathy. Same thing for you, Lynn. You already had it. You just wanted confirmation from something outside yourself. And I totally get that. I completely get that. And there comes a time in our lives when we don't need the confirmation any longer, when we go, oh, okay, yeah, no, I trust myself enough. All right, you guys, that's it. All right, that's all I have to say. Love you all so much. I'm always so appreciative that you come here and that you spend time with me. And come on, make sure you're reading the book, because we're going to be talking about this for the next few weeks. Right? Your life in color. And I want to see some of your pictures of some of your new color outfits. Like, what colors are you wearing? Okay. Mwah. Love you all so much. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.